Hello and welcome to today's video, my pen of the year video. I have about 19 pens to show you, so I'm going to just get cracking. Basically, these are all pens I've either looked at this year or have gotten this year, and I wanted to show some categories and give some like little awards for those. And then the final will be what I consider to be my pen of the year, the pen I added to my collection or reviewed this year that stands above all others. So I'm going to start today with some non-fountain pens. A pen that really shook up the world this year was the Uniball Zento Signature. Now the Zento, this is a gel roller refill that Uniball made to sort of be the evolution of the Uniball 1 refill. It's not quite as dark, but it writes really beautifully. And the Signature model here just kind of became impossible to get. Like, I went to Japan and every stand of every stationery store I went to said out of stock for this pen. So the Uniball Zento gets a big tick for this year. A pen I've really enjoyed this year is the Wren from Tom's Studio. This is a very pocketable pen. It becomes a full-size pen when it's posted, and this is a fiber tipped pen that uses fountain pen ink. It's really interesting. I love this sort of matte midnight finish on it. I think it's really beautiful, really fun pen, and one that I've really enjoyed carrying and using over the last year. And then my two non-fountain pens from Wingback. We've got the brass mechanical pencil. I have it with the 0.9 refill, and the ballpoint, which is their mechanical pen. And this particular edition was a collaboration with Fram, the jacket maker in the UK. Really solid made, beautiful products. There's a link in the video description. There's a range of affiliate links, including Wingback, where you can get a little discount off these products. But these non-fountain pens from Wingback, the mechanical pencil and the ballpoint, absolutely brilliant. Okay, we've done those. Now let's talk about fountain pens. And I'm going to start with one category. I'm going to get it out of the way. It is the wooden spoon. The wooden spoon category is, for me, the pen that disappointed the most, didn't live up to the hype, was trash, was whatever. And this year, that is this. This is the Jinhao 10. Now, I've just got the all black version of it here. I reviewed a second version as well as the Jinhao 20. And I had the same issue, particularly with these. But this particular one, this all black Jinhao 10, like, it would dry out with the nib retracted in 90 minutes. I couldn't write with it. I'd have to like reprime it and all that kind of stuff, which for a pen that is designed to be convenient and on the go, it's a big fail. The Jinhao 10 here, my wooden spoon for 2025. I know a lot of you love this pen. It's insanely popular. And on each of my videos, I had people saying how great the pen model was and how much they loved it. That is awesome. These are, once again, these are my choices. It's not the greatest of all time or the worst of all time. It's pens that I used and reviewed this year that either did or didn't live up. And unfortunately, this one for me just did not live up to even its lower price point. I think I said a couple of times on Instagram and on YouTube that it doesn't matter if a pen is $20 or if a pen is $300 like the capless from Pilot is in Australia. If it does not write, it is a bad pen. And for me, this was a bad pen. The next category to talk about is budget pens. So this is the sort of pen that was, in a relatively budget format, and this was around the $10 mark. And for me this year, it was the Mahjong B25. Now this is modeled off the Parker 25, which I have got one of and I use and really enjoy. But the B25 from Mahjong was a real surprise. Like, obviously the design, not their original design, and I understand, intellectual property has passed on and they handed off the rights and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying they didn't come up with the design. It is not their original design, but I really love the pen. I've got a handful of these now and I love the way they write. I find them super convenient. They're, a metal body, so they're kind of robust, and I don't feel bad about chucking them in a sling bag or something. It's just a really reliable pen. Mine have always written first time every time. They're relatively smooth, relatively wet, just super affordable and easy pens to use. Come in a couple of different colors, things like that. At around the $10 Australian mark, the B25 from Mahjong or Moonman, my budget pen of 2025. Another Chinese fountain pen takes out the next category, and that category is the surprise fountain pen. So that to me is a pen that caught me off guard. It's a pen, this isn't a pen that came out last year, it's been around for a while, but when I used it, it kind of blew my mind. Super smooth, lovely build quality, great in the hand, all of that. And it is the Hongdian M2. This is just the anodized aluminium version. The brass version is also absolutely fantastic. But this pen, as a competitor to something like the Kaweco Sport AL or something like that, this is a really interesting competitor. It's around the 20 to 25 Australian dollar mark. It's, once again, reliable, comes with a converter, all of those kinds of things, sturdy clip on it, you know, like it does all the things it should do. And at that price point, kind of amazing. And the color, that green is absolutely incredible. The blue is amazing. This pen surprised me. I love it. And this gets the surprise award for 2025. I'll quickly say all of these pens do have reviews on my channel, so you can go and check those out. I'll link to as many of them as I can remember to link to in the video description. If I miss any, let me know, I'll add them. But these are all reviewed on my channel. They're pens I have used and, as I said, reviewed, and you can see full writing samples, dimensions, all of that kind of stuff in those reviews if it's a pen you're interested in. The next pen I'm talking about today is, for me, the best EDC pen on the market that I reviewed this year, that is. And that is the Wingback stainless steel fountain pen. Now, I put a Kaweco Lilliput clip on there just so that it sort of sits in pen cases and things a little easier. It doesn't come with that. But this is a super lovely, smaller, once again, pocket size, robust fountain pen with a great nib on it. Wingback do amazing things. They're one of those companies that sort of does that buy once, have forever kind of philosophy. And this is one of those pens. From the moment I put an ink cartridge in it, it has written flawlessly. I've had this inked up consistently since I got it, most of the time with Diamine Oxford Blue. I think it's a great partnership. It writes flawlessly. It's beautiful in the hand. And it is a little on the expensive side. Wingback products are not cheap, but, you know, as I said, they're that buy once, have forever philosophy, and you can get a discount using the code in the video description. But the Wingback stainless steel fountain pen, my EDC pen of 2025. The next pen I want to talk about today is my Workhorse pen of 2025. So what does that mean? Well, that means a pen I can take and use, great size, ease in the hand, long writing sessions, short writing sessions, reliable, all of that kind of stuff. And for me, the Pilot Custom Heritage 912 with the gold medium nib is my choice. This is a great size pen, posted or unposted, it is absolutely perfect. The nib is insanely smooth. It writes reliably, consistently. It's a little expensive for a pen that, you know, you can easily just sort of toss around and that kind of stuff, and I don't treat them that way. I treat them well, but it is such a great size, great nib, it writes beautifully. And in terms of Workhorse pens that, you know, you can write with for hours and hours on end, no pen that I used in 2025 does it better than this one, the Pilot Custom Heritage 912. Okay, now we get to my favorite category of the lot, and that is the Marie Kondo Award that I give to the pen that sparks joy for me. And this year it was this. This is the Model 2 from Platypus Pens. Platypus Pens is an Australian pen maker, Michael Liu there, who makes 3D printed fountain pens that are absolutely remarkable. He does all the coding, everything himself. Full review of this on my channel, obviously. It is a fantastic pen, and this one incorporates his individual Platypus Pens twist pump system. So it's got a little inbuilt 3D printed bladder in the pen that is, you know, tested to multiple, like hundreds of thousands of, you know, rotations, that kind of stuff. Really great solid pen. I have two of these. Michael sent me one to review. I loved it so much, I bought a second. This is such a wonderful pen. It's beautiful size in the hand. It's lightweight, it's robust, it's reliable. Great Schmidt nib on it. Perfect. And so yeah, the Marie Kondo Award for 2025 goes to the Platypus Pens Model 2. Okay, the Fun Award. What pen was fun to use in 2025? Now, I've got a quick highly commended for this one, and that was the Overcompensator from Just Turnings. Just Turnings, Australian pen maker, made this overcompensator pen. I'll link to the review down below. Here's a little picture of it. It was a somewhat oversized pen, and I made a review of that pen that was a little bit silly, a little over the top, and I really enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun. So the Overcompensator gets the highly commended for fun pen of the year. But for me, the pen that is just so much fun to use is this. This is the Gravitas Monster. Now, the pen has come under a little bit of flack for not being the most robust pen on the market, and that's totally understandable, you know, like some have broken. But for me, I love this pen. The filling system, the Kraken filling system with its 7mm capacity is great fun to use. It's a fun size pen. It's got a nice big number 8 size nib. I love writing with this. It's got a juicy, broad nib. I've got it inked currently with Octopus Fluids Fountain Fader Sheet Vetter. If you watched yesterday's Ink of the Year video, you might have seen that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pen, and just so much fun to use. And so the Gravitas Monster, the fun pen of 2025. Okay, now we come to form and function. This is a pen that in the hand is close to perfect, writes well, does all those things, but ergonomic, feels great, doesn't get slippery, all of that kind of stuff. And I couldn't split 2 pens for this year. And they are vastly different pens. But the Diplomat Viper and the Titan from 5040. Now, the Diplomat Viper is a pen that costs a little over 100 Australian dollars. It's got a semi-hooded little nib there, or hooded nib really. It's a nice simple size cartridge converter pen, but super reliable writer and smooth nib, you know, affordable, just an amazing pen. They've now got 4 colors of this. I've got the green one as well. Absolutely love this pen. Now, the Titan is a very expensive pen. This has something akin to the Kondo bulk filling system. So, you know, it's got this system where you pull the rod back, engage it, and push the plunger up and that. I've got it inked with Waterman Serenity Blue, which I've had it inked with for a couple of months now. I love it. It's got a number 8 size nib, nice solid size body. Posts well, but you don't need to because it's quite a big pen. That filling system gives you a great capacity. It's also reliable. The nib, number 8 size steel nib, is beautiful. The only downside to this pen probably really is the price, but the balance in the hand, the way the pen writes, the beautiful tuning on that nib, no pen can beat this in terms of form and function, especially in the pens I reviewed in 2025. We're now getting close to bigger awards, but I wanted to show a pen now that I consider to be, for me, the nicest material of any pen I used this year. And that is this pen. This is a custom pen that I had made by that pen bloke here in Australia. It uses a couple of different Australian woods. You can see in the image there, just beautiful craftsmanship, beautifully made. That combination of woods and Steve's great craftsmanship over there made this a beautiful pen to use, but that material, absolutely beautiful. So my favorite material of any pen this year goes to the pen from that pen bloke. In the pen world, a lot of what we look at in recent years have been the growth in the Chinese pen market. And that has gone down to a number of brands really coming up, but also the quality really increasing. So I wanted to do a little shout out here to what I consider to be my Chinese pen of the year. And that goes to the Asvine J16. Now, this came out maybe around the end of 2024. I reviewed it at the beginning of 2025. This is a piston filling pen that uses a number 6 Yovo nib. Now, I've changed the nib to a beautiful nib from Inkcision, the Australian Nibmeister, which is a medium architect grind. But the nib that came on it, standard medium Yovo nib, was absolutely stunning. This is a great pen. It's robust, great filling capacity system, nice nib, Yovo, everything like that. And just a really, really solid pen, and around the 110, 115 Australian dollars, not super inexpensive, but a really, really fantastic Chinese-made fountain pen that says a lot about where the Chinese pen industry is really going. And then I wanted to mention what I consider to be my Australian pen of the year, and this one is a little bit of a surprise one. It's from Pens by Casey, the wonderful Australian pen maker, and it's called the Kimono, and it's this. He made this as a smaller pen, simpler pen, nice little pen, number 6 Yovo nib, all that kind of stuff, but designed for smaller hands, postable, all that kind of stuff, and it is incredible. Like, I think he launched at the Melbourne Pen Show this year, which was in October, and amazing. I reviewed it. You can check that review out on my channel. I think this combination of the acrylics and resins is absolutely gorgeous. The size of it in the hand, the way this pen writes, absolutely beautiful. Just a fantastic pen. The Kimono model from Pens by Casey, grabbing my Australian Pen of the Year award. Now we get to pen of the year, and I've got 3 highly commendeds that I want to discuss. Well, actually 4. First one is a shout out, and that is the Just Turnings Deluxe, which is photographed here. I do not own this pen. I reviewed it earlier in the year and we gave one away. This pen blew my mind. Earlier in the year, around the middle of the year, I did a video where I tiered the last 100 or 50 pens or something that I had reviewed. And this got close to the perfect score. So I did it all by tallying numbers and putting them into categories depending on what score they got. This is an amazing pen. It wrote beautifully. Once again, steel nib, but beautiful craftsmanship, beautiful materials. Just Turning, Stephen Just over there, does incredible things. Silly things like the overcompensator, and then amazing things like the deluxe model. So that gets a huge shout out in terms of my pens of the year. I just don't own it to show it to you in person. 2 other highly commended pens are pens we have seen already in today's awards. The first is the Asvine J16. This is an amazing pen. Like any other year, this would have been pen of the year. It is just phenomenal. The medium architect nib I put on it from Incision Works here in Sydney, Danny there, the Nibmeister, is a stunner. The combination of that nib on this pen really puts it very heavily into my favorite pens categories in a number of categories. But this, as I said, in any other year, this could easily have been my pen of the year. The other one is the Pilot Custom Heritage 912. I picked this up this year, reviewed it this year. Remarkable pen. I'm going to get more of these. I already know that. I want to get a Waverley. I want to get a Posting. I want to try some of those other beautiful nibs. I'd love to make a video where I compare all the nib sizes available on that pen, but the logistics of that are a little tricky. But this is an astonishing pen. Pilot Custom Heritage 912. If you want something that writes reliably, that isn't super in your face, nice, good size, solid size in the hand, like definitely not a small pen, then 912 is a wonderful, wonderful option. And my final highly commended this year, once again, on any other year, could have been pen of the year. This is an amazing pen. I think this pen's going to end up being very high in my estimations of my pen collection. It is the Piston Carbon Black from Gravitas Pens. This pen is special. The protruded carbon body, the piston filling system, the lovely ink window, the number 8 steel nib made for Gravitas, the PVD coated titanium trim. Amazing pen. Not an inexpensive pen once again, but an absolutely astonishing pen. This writes beautifully, it writes consistently. I've had this inked between Robert Oster Soda Pop Blue and Robert Oster Tranquility. I've had this inked up pretty much consistently. I absolutely love it. Now, before we get to pen of the year, I'm just going to do a quick writing sample with those highly commended pens, show you them in action. We'll flick over to that now, and then we'll look and see what my pen of the year is. Okay, let's do a writing sample with these highly commended pens. Now, I will say, as I said earlier, all these pens have been reviewed on this channel, so you can see full videos with writing samples for them all in the video description. Let's start with the Asvine J16. This, as I said, has the Incision Works medium architect nib. This is an astonishingly beautiful nib. The ink in this today is Pilot Iroshizuku Rika. You can see this pen writes flawlessly. That beautiful architect with the broader cross strokes and the thinner downstrokes, just absolutely wonderful. Not super dry, not super wet, just a wonderful everyday writer. Smooth and especially with this nib, but great pen body, super comfortable in the hand. And with the Yovo nib, as I said, the nib that came on it was astounding. The nib I have on it now is even better. Then the Pilot Custom Heritage 912. This has the number 10 size, Pilot number 10 size, I should say, gold, and this is a medium nib, and you can see just how smooth and deliciously wet that writer is. The moment you put this pen to the page, it just brings so much happiness. It is such a great pen. I love writing with this pen for long writing sessions. I love writing with it, you know, just as much as I possibly can. I think it's absolutely brilliant. The ink in this is Kobe, I can't remember the number, but it's that red brick brown. Gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So those are two of my highly commendeds. And then the third highly commended is this, the Gravitas Pens Piston Carbon Black. Oh. This has a number 8 steel medium. And the ink in this is, let's put RO for Robert Oster, it is Tranquility. Amazing pen, amazing ink, absolutely beautiful. I have to admit, my pen of the year was an unfair fight in a lot of ways. This is an astonishing pen. It's a well-known pen. It's been around for a long time. The Pelikan M1000. I picked this up for my birthday last year. Great pen. I loved the M805 that I had, the silver trim, but the 1000, that little bit bigger, that, you know, slightly softer, but still not flex soft nib, but just slightly bouncy nib. Beautiful, generous, wet writer, that fine that writes like a medium, almost a broad. Oh, absolutely glorious. And with this green, you know, striped material, amazing. I wish I was able to get an older one with the translucent bars. Unfortunately, this is a modern one, but it writes so well. I will do a writing sample with it very quickly in a second. But as in terms of pen of the year, I think it's hard to beat. It's a super expensive pen, well over 1,000 Australian dollars. I did not buy this pen lightly. I debated it for a long time. But after getting it, after inking it, and I've had this inked between, you know, different sort of writing sessions with Diamine Canalside and Diamine Sherwood Green, and I use this for journaling. It stays inked. I do my long journaling sessions with it. It's a joy to write with. It makes me want to write. I cannot think of any pen in my collection that would be a better pen of the year than this. It is beautiful. Well, maybe except for the Pilot Custom 823. That I think is probably one of the best pens ever made. It may be the perfect pen. But this, the M1000 from Pelikan, incredible pen. So let's see it in action. Okay, my pen of the year, no-brainer choice for me. The Pelikan M1000. With its, I think it's 18 karat gold fine nib, but you can see, like in comparison to medium, that fine is not fine. The ink in this is Diamine Sherwood Green at the moment. The pen is so smooth, it's singing on this Rhodia paper. It's just a joy. There's a slight softness to it, like it's not a flex nib, but you can like bounce it on the page a little bit. It's wet, it's generous, it's smooth, it's reliable, has a nice ink capacity. I know it's an expensive pen, but if you have a chance to write with one, or you do end up having a chance to get one, this is a pen you should never turn down. So that was my pen of the year video for 2025. I hope you found it interesting and useful. I know it was a slightly long video, but I wanted to cover a lot of sort of categories and show some of the amazing pens I've been able to use this year. It's been a wonderful year. Next year is going to look different. I'm not doing as many reviews. I have quite a lot of singing work that I have next year, and I want to concentrate on that, but I want to continue making content for you. So there may be, you know, a few less videos. This year I sort of wanted to really get rid of a lot of backlog. So you would have noticed that I think I did something like 200 odd videos this year, you know, like amazing that I was able to, you know, look at so much amazing stuff, but also just so many videos. So there definitely won't be anything like that next year. I'm going to change the format slightly, perhaps, a few things like that. I'm going to introduce memberships for my channel so that you get early access to my videos. And once we get past 50 members, I will start introducing, members only Q&A and like live videos, things like that. All that kind of stuff. So there's lots happening. I'm really enjoying making content. I'm really enjoying sharing my beautiful content with you. And I'm so grateful for your support. I'm so grateful for the support of all the companies that get behind my channel as well. So thank you for watching. If you've got a way you'd like to support the channel, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, please stay happy and safe and healthy over this the remainder of this holiday season and going into 2026. I hope 2025 brought you wonderful things and that the things that weren't so wonderful were able to be sort of navigated to the best of our human abilities, because that's all the best we can do. So here's to an amazing 2026, and I'll see you then.